Imagine that every 3 seconds, you don't know where you are or what you're doing. Strange experience, right? Well, this doesn't actually happen every 3 seconds, but we do spend about a third of our lives unconscious in what we call sleep. For instance, if someone lives to be 90, they spend around 30 to 35 years sleeping. Seems odd, doesn't it? Are we being foolish by spending so much of our lives unconscious? Now let's say we figured out how many hours we need to sleep each day. The more interesting question is, how many times should we sleep each day? Should we switch to polyphasic sleep like the great geniuses supposedly did? Let's take a closer look at sleep. First, let's understand this. As of now, there is no animal with a nervous system where sleep can be identified that we know for sure doesn't sleep. Even sponges, though they lack nervous systems, are still technically animals. So, for them, sleep isn't even a meaningful question. From this, we learn that sleep is something related to the nervous system. For example, the herpes simplex virus, which causes cold sores, can remain dormant in our nervous system for years, but that's not true sleep, more of a metaphor. As for animals with distributed nervous systems or even a central processor like a brain, nearly all of them sleep in one way or another. For example, tiny nematodes enter periods of inactivity, whales rest half their brain at a time, and sharks have been found to sleep by swimming against currents, allowing them to stay still. Reptiles are particularly controversial regarding sleep, but recent research shows that species like iguanas and bearded dragons have sleep-like inactive periods. It's clear that we humans aren't the longest sleepers. Brown bats sleep 20 hours, pythons 18 hours, and tigers about 16 hours. Humans, with an average of 8 hours, are among the shorter sleepers. Sleep time varies across life stages. Babies sleep 16 hours, while elderly people may only sleep 5.5 hours. Sleep seems to be a fundamental trait of animals. For some species, sleep duration is so long that it's as if we're designed to wake up occasionally from a natural state of sleep. And then there's dreaming, which we'll discuss in another video. But even with what we know, sleep doesn't appear much different from other biological processes. The brain uses this period to clear out waste, repair issues that arise while awake, and rebuild essential systems. To put it simply, sleep acts like a Formula One pit stop for the brain, and contrary to common belief, sleep is not an entirely inactive state. Many body processes, such as muscle repair, protein synthesis, tissue growth, and hormone release, are faster during sleep. For example, athletes and bodybuilders know the importance of rest for muscle growth. Even the brain itself remains active during sleep, consolidating memory, clearing waste, forming new connections, or pruning unnecessary ones. This helps with learning, memory, problem solving, creativity, focus, and concentration. Let's address one of the biggest myths out there, that smart people sleep less while fools sleep 8 hours. Recommended sleep duration varies with age, but for adults, it's generally around 8 hours. Getting less than 7 hours is linked to a 122% increase in mortality risk. So, skipping on sleep doesn't make you cool or smart, it just leaves you mentally drained and less sharp. If you've ever observed someone sleeping with consent, you might notice their eyes moving rapidly beneath closed lids. This is known as REM, rapid eye movement sleep, while the periods without this movement are called NREM, non-REM sleep. Sleep stages vary, and typical adults spend about 14 minutes falling asleep, entering the first stage of NREM. In this light stage, it's easy to wake up, and it often happens in noisy environments. Hypnic jerks, those sudden muscle twitches as you fall asleep, are believed to be evolutionary adaptations that kept our ancestors from falling out of trees. After about 90 minutes of sleep, we enter REM sleep, where we dream. During REM, the body becomes temporarily paralyzed with the help of neurotransmitters like GABA and glycin. Technically, REM is the deepest sleep stage, yet brain activity resembles wakefulness, hence the term paradoxical sleep. Our memories, emotions, and other data stimulate visual and auditory areas leading to dreams. If higher level brain areas become active during REM, it's possible to gain awareness within the dream. This is known as lucid dreaming. Although not everyone experiences it, studies show that this ability can be developed. In sleep paralysis, people wake up but cannot move because their body is still paralyzed from REM sleep. This experience often induces panic and hallucinations. Known as hypnopompic sleep paralysis, it affects 8 to 50% of people at least once in their lifetime. So we know how many hours to sleep, but how many times should we sleep? Humans and other primates usually sleep once per day, monophasic sleep. Some people suggest that polyphasic sleep, multiple short sleeps throughout the day, is a more productive schedule, but scientific evidence doesn't support claims that polyphasic sleep enhances performance. Historically, there's evidence that people may have slept in 2 phases during pre-industrial times with a few hours of wakefulness in the middle of the night. But this practice faded with the Industrial Revolution, regular work hours, and artificial light. Some claim that geniuses like Da Vinci and Tesla practice polyphasic sleep, but evidence is sparse. While some individuals can function on less sleep, extreme reduction, 1 to 2 hours, typically compromises cognitive performance. In summary, sleep science isn't rocket science. The recommended pattern is single-phase sleep at night or at most 2 phases totaling about 8 hours. There's more to learn about sleep, and we'll continue to explore it in future videos. Until then, take care and don't neglect your sleep. See you in the next video.